Hello everyone and welcome back to On Human Journey. Today I'm in the office with a very warm cup of coffee and I felt like doing another solo episode. We don't really have an episode for this week. It's been a bit of a turbulent couple of weeks, quite busy with work, with the company, and I felt like it's a good opportunity to come on here and talk a little bit about what we're experiencing in the beginning of this year, what I'm experiencing and some of the observations and lessons that I've learned in this past couple of weeks as 2026 started. The beginning of the year has been so rapid because the world went basically full speed, entire turns 360 or took 300 kilometers per hour speed in developing global events. And it feels like we didn't really have enough time to sit down and sort of process the beginning of the year. And so now, as it finally feels like it's finally taking a little bit things slower, a bit more paced, calmer, it's a good time to sit and reflect and do the work that we should have done in the beginning of the year. As this past couple of weeks have been quite turbulent, I noticed that the life of a business owner is very well translated in the life of the business. If the business owner is focused, is constantly present, is working, giving all 1,000,000% of themselves, then the business is growing, developing, and moves in a steady pace. But then if in the life of the business owner you feel a bumpy road, lots of ups and downs that are not fully managed well, then it feels like the business is experiencing both in the positive and in the negative ways. I've noticed both from my work, from the work of my friends, is when you're lost, after a while thinking through this, that's when the business goes through the transformations, for the better or for the worse. And this is what it felt like in this past couple of weeks. I don't know if it's Neptune entering whatever sign it is entering, or if it's just the turbulent time overall. It felt like this. It felt like it was a good time for some small push, transformation. But when you're thinking, that's what I have, this tendency to go around with the thoughts, with ideas, trying to make sense of them, to make sense of the whole overwhelming sometimes flow of thoughts, of emotions, of ideas, when you can't fully make sense of them, and then it clicks. And it clicks and you're like, I'm ready to go, full speed. I'm ready to implement. And this is what it feels like right now. And as I've been, going around and having all of these winds in my head, not winds, but flow of ideas in my head, I've been looking back at my trip to Nepal in summer. About a year ago, a friend of mine reached out to me saying, I feel a little bit tired from work. Let's do something fun. Let's get distracted and sort of recharge. So I said, I'm all in. And the next thing that she messaged me, great, let's go to Nepal. Let's go to hike to Everest Base Camp. I can't say that I did not regret saying yes so quickly, but I went with it. So we went to Nepal. Basically, the job was to do the trekking to Everest Base Camp. People say that it's an easy trek. It was still a bit intense, especially if you're going to the mountains for the first time. It's new, but at the same time, it's worrying and you don't know what to expect. The trek ended up fantastic, the most beautiful experience I've had in my entire life. And one thing that I keep coming back is not the trek itself, but our tour guide. Constantly, every day, so many times a day, used to say "Bistari, Bistari," which means slowly, slowly. And it is a concept that trekkers use as a mantra for their journey through the mountains. And it's something of a philosophy, because again, slowly you arrive to your destination. Better to go slowly, taking pauses, taking breaks, rather than making these quick bursts of energy, of speed, and then getting tired sooner than you reach your destination. It is true. In reality, yes, in the beginning, with so much enthusiasm, we wanted to go so fast, we were like running to reach our destination. But in reality, we had specific distance that we had to go each day. We had a destination in mind, and if we would go very fast, we would get tired faster. And if we would keep pushing, we would arrive faster to our destination. But then in those towns, there wasn't so much to do for the rest of the day. You're tired, so you want to rest, so you wouldn't really go around, walk around, and yeah, you might sleep for a few more hours. But in reality, you're missing on the moment of enjoyment of the journey. We were missing a little bit on the moments, to take it all in, to really experience the journey through Himalaya. And so another thing about Nepal is, everywhere you go, it's either up or down, and constantly so many steps or steep hill up or still descend down, and it's constantly, there is no flat. And it sort of gives me this effect of life, right? Life goes up and down, and it's very rare, with very rare moments, that life is only flat and this plain line. It might be like this for a while, but then it changes very quickly. And sometimes if you go so fast, then you don't have much energy when there is the need to climb up. So I found this really fascinating as I'm thinking back to this idea of bestari, slowly. In reality, the reason why we ended up in Nepal is because slowly is not the concept we are very much familiar with, right? When you are building something, when you are building your life, your career, you're young, you're in your 20s or 30s, and you want to work a lot, and you want to work more and more because you know that the competition is so intense that if you do nothing, then you won't reach where you want to go. But at the same time, a lot of time in life and in business, when even I notice when I have this idea and we want to launch it so fast, and then all the time just push, and then burnout, right? A lot of people experience that. And or whatever we call, whatever it is, the experience that we call a burnout, this tiredness, when you don't have much energy. And it's not partially you might be going in the wrong direction, but partially is because you put so much time and effort where it might not be needed. And so in the moments when you need that energy, you didn't preserve enough to keep pushing through yet another steep hill. And I think that it is one of those lessons, at least for me, to learn that sometimes we need to be a little more paced, sometimes need to be a little bit more thoughtful in our decisions, in our actions, in our responses and reactions, and be able to enjoy the journey you're in. Because in reality, it's what they always say, it is not the destination that we look after, it is that we run after. It is the journey, right? The journey to be arriving to becoming better in your career, the journey of growing as an expert, the journey of growing your skill set, the journey of becoming that person you always wanted to become. Because once you become that, you have a new mountain you want to conquer, you know? And once you become that, there is a new goal, a new idea. It's special. I think, though, especially the hungry ones, it's very difficult to catch something and just say, okay, now I'm content, now I'm happy. Some people do that later in life, but definitely doesn't happen when you're still hungry in the beginning or in the midst of your journey. So yeah, this is the concept, bestari, something that I've been thinking about, and it feels like, especially in the moments as now, when it's a bit uncertain, when it's a little bit, when the future seems to still behind the clouds, when, especially for people who might not be sure in which direction to proceed, when you are maybe on the edge of panicking even, it's probably better to take those moments one step at a time. In Italian also, there is this saying, piano piano, that's very similar to bestari. Slowly, slowly, we arrive and reach the mountain. These are the thoughts of this Tuesday afternoon, and thank you for indulging me.